Hello and welcome or welcome back to the Dandelion Diaries. Today we are going to be doing the month of July in my Hobonichi cousin. And as if you've seen my other plan with me's for my months, I like to use little sticky notes to kind of figure out what I have going on certain days or if there's any holidays. And then I have a larger sticky note which has my reoccurring utilities, like bills, any kind of information that I like to know about for each month. I am going to be using a Coffee Monsterz Co. stickers, lots of them. I really like to use her stickers for my monthlies because they're functional and cute. So I have two of her add-ons for her July, which is the bullet journal ones, the washi strips, the Hobonichi Cousin monthly kit for July. And then I just have a few extra sheets here that I will use to help decorate what I have going on. I also will be using a couple of highlighters that I feel like match. This is both of these are mild liners. One is mild dark blue and the other one is mild vermilion. If I don't end up going with this washi, I also have a washi from her Advent. This is the nighttime washi. It is super cute and I felt like the blues matched really well, and it's got a foil on it so it's sparkly, and I might use that more than I would use this, but we'll see what I decide with. But starting out, we are going to do my sidebar, and I pretty much keep my sidebar the same month after month, so we're just going to do the same thing over here. I don't usually do a whole lot of monthly planning just because if I have anything pre-planned, it's usually not within a month. It's usually much farther than that. I will say there are certain things that I do like to plan by month if there's any kind of, fun events or things I have tickets to or anything like that. But other than that, my monthly section is mainly just where I do any kind of memory keeping or where I see what I have, like bill-wise, when what's due, and things like that. I really enjoy the Coffee Monsterz Co. kit because, like I said, it is very functional for what I want it to use for, like what I want to use it for. And her stickers fit really nicely within the Hobonichi Cousin. So what I'm doing over here is I'm just going to take the dots and kind of space them out based on how many I usually use, and I usually use, I think, at least one of each color, if not two. Okay, yeah, I think I do two of each color. And I just kind of rotate the color versus having them all grouped together. I always see people with these super extravagant like monthly spreads and I always think to myself, like, am I one of those people? Even though I don't have any pre-planned stuff, I just want my monthly to look cute, even though it doesn't really give me a whole lot of information. And could I possibly do without the monthly section in a planner? Maybe. I will say in my other planners, like my Hobonichi weeks that I use for my health planner, I like to look at my monthly section as like a snapshot of what happened that month. But for this, it's more of just fun because I mainly use the weeklies and dailies for things like that, but it is what it is. I'm also going to put down the headers, or the monthly, or the weekday headers, I think is what they're called. I'm going to do my best to line them up. Since I'm doing this on camera, I can't get super close to it like I usually like to, and that is definitely not even, so we're going to try again. I will try to link these tweezers, by the way. They are fabulous. They have the super skinny tips, so I can get right underneath it, especially if I'm like have a manicure or things like that and I don't want to try to fight with a sticker in my nails. But these work very nicely for the little bitty stickers, especially like the teeny tiny ones if you have the Sterling ink subscription. And she has the little bitty, like, I think they're the mini elements. I don't remember which sheet it is. Oh my goodness. Also, this video might be a little long because I'm chatty through it, but I'll see what happens with the editing side of things. That is terribly off center. I'm not kidding. Being so far away from this since I'm doing it on camera is really challenging to put these stickers down. I'm trying to go slow so I don't rip the paper, but I think I ripped the paper. It's alright. Also, it's very gross and stormy and hot today. So my lighting isn't the best, and I do apologize for that. Usually the sunny window I sit next to helps with the natural lighting aspect, but I just have my like soft light on, and I feel like it's shadowing a lot more than it normally does. But it's okay. Alrighty, and then the next thing I'm going to do is put down these. So these are like the little strips that can cover the bright colors here. But I also want to put down these. Let me think for a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna use these on the red, but not the gray, just because there's not enough of them to cover both days. And the red is much more jarring than the gray is. I think it's even, yep. And I think the gray kind of goes with it a little bit better than the red, which, like, of all the kits, the red would probably go with this one the best. But I'm just, it's too red. This is more like pinky red or orangey red, and this is more red red. Is that even? Close enough. Is it worth pulling up the sticker? Not really. See, like, that one's probably as close to this color, but see, this is much more pink. Alright, so after that, I am going to put these headers down. So I like to put these in the spaces that are from the previous month. So like here, the 30th, the 29th, the 28th. And then I usually do the highlights on the side, but if I have enough days, like I did here, I put them all in the squares. And I think I have, let's see, there's 4 plus that. Yeah, I think I'll be just fine. But I'll go ahead and put appointments. We'll do it this way. Reading it like a page. And it might match the... weekday headers actually. That worked out really nicely since they all kind of matched together. Nice. I wonder if that's pre-planned on Helen's part. And then the last box up here from the previous month is where I like to put my tracker box, or the monthly little calendar thing. Alright, and then after that I'm going to do our holidays, because I like to put those down up front. So this is the 2023 holidays, and I am in the USA, and we do celebrate the 4th of July on the 4th of July, which is our Independence Day. So I'm just going to stick this down in the middle. And then for the other holidays, I am using the ones like the wacky holidays that came with this. And what I usually do with these is I put them on top of one of these because I think it looks better. So we have a bikini day, a postal worker day, a hot dog day, and a lipstick day. So I think for the postal worker day, I'm going to go for the clouds. And that one is on the 1st. I just like to center it because I think it looks cute. The next one is on the 5th, and that is Bikini Day. And bikini seems like a pink day to me, so we're gonna go with this one. And then we have Hot Dog Day, which is on the 19th. I think I'm gonna go with this one, just because it looks, I think it'll look cute with a hot dog and a hamburger together. And then we have Lipsticks Day, which is on the 29th. And I think I'm gonna go with this one, and I apologize, somebody is at our door. So I'm going to continue on, sorry about that. We had the next steps, which I don't remember what I was gonna do, so I'm gonna just continue with dots over here. I like to do 3 dots per section that I set out for myself. And that way I have kind of like 3 main points under each topic I need to follow through with. If I have more than 3, I usually try to break it down more in like my daily section, or even in my weeklies. For the highlights section, I like to use the little icon doodles where it's like the 3 dots, the heart, and the exclamation point, just because I think they're a little bit more standoutish than just the typical dot. I'm then going to go ahead and do my bills. So, well, bills and birthdays. So I like to do my bills in one color and my birthdays in another color. So I'm going to go ahead and do my bills with this blue. And I just highlight a little line on where they usually occur. And then for the birthdays, I only have one for this month. Well, it's technically two. It is my boyfriend's sisters, and they are on the same day, which is kind of cool. They are not twins, though, if anybody was curious. All right, the only other thing I'm going to kind of pre-do is the two things that I have set in stone. So we are going to a peach festival on the 8th. And I think this guy with the little kebabs is appropriate. And then I have a little peach icon from the Animal Crossing doodles that I'm going to use as well. And I think it's just perfect. It's so cute. And then I'm going to take this little, like, I don't know, label, I think is what they're called. And I'm going to put it here for the Sterling Ink pre-order, because she said it's happening on the 1st, or it's opening on the 1st, I guess. And so I'm going to do it on Sunday because that's when I'm going to have time. I'm going to take my Pilot 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗍 in hard tip to write that in. And then the other thing I'm going to do is going to go ahead and put down stickers for my tentative moving date. I am not moving, but someone in my family is. My mom is. And so I want to make sure that I get all of my stuff from her house before she moves. So yeah, I'm going to put move with mom. I'm then going to take my Uni Jetstream 0.38 in black and write everything in. I flipped those two, but it's all right. Alrighty, and then the only other thing I think I'm going to set up right now is the Astrology. So I like to use these big sticky notes for the bottom section here to denote the astrology for the month. And I think I'm going to do it on, put two next to each other, that's not enough space. I'm going to do it on this side. Since July is one of those weeks that, or one of those months that has the 6 grid, the 6 squares down, it takes up more space. But we are going to be getting out of Cancer season and into Leo season, which I always like Leo season just because it's a lion and I think lions are really cute. But I'm going to take a kind of matching half label for each of these for each side. That is definitely not straight. And then I am going to write out the sign. And then also the dates. And this is where I'm going to use the highlighters again, just to make it a little bit more seamless, I guess. Embellished. I don't know what word to use. And Cancer is from June 22nd to July 21st. And Leo is from July 22nd to August 21st. All right, now it is time for washi. And I think since I'm not going to have a whole lot of space, I'm only going to use the roll because I don't need it to be crazy. And I think this is just easier than trying to cut the strips on the page, which they are very easy to use. It's just, this is like one washi versus having to choose, basically. And that's still not straight. And then I'm just going to do a little strip over here on the side so it matches. Okay, so after I've done all of that, I'm going to take the bullet journal bullet journal add-on, and I'm going to use the date covers for all of the dates just because I think they look really nice. And since this one has extra dots as well, I will add my last dot for this section. If you have an A6 Hobonichi or one with much smaller sections, these actually fit really well in both the weeks and also the A6 monthly sections. Okay, so for our last thing I'm going to do is the full moon, and it is on the 3rd, and it is called the buck moon. Buck, B-U-C-K, which is basically because of the male deer in this time of year. So the season of the buck is basically when they mate and produce, and their offspring has time to grow up before hunting season, which is typically in late fall, so November. But it's the buck moon because it's usually when you get to sight them the most, and because they're all running around trying to catch their females. And it's interesting that it's right before the 4th of July, because whenever the 4th of July occurs, everyone shoots off fireworks, and it's best when it's a really dark sky, so it's going to be pretty lit up, so the fireworks won't be as pretty, which is going to be very, very interesting in my opinion. Alright, so that is pretty much it for my monthly setup. I will add things in as the month goes on. As for like my little dots over here on the side, I like to fill this in like the day before the month happens, just so that way I can copy over anything from the previous month if I need to, or if anything kind of pops up last minute, I don't have this already all filled out. For the tracker up here, I have tracked dozens of things from running to meditation to reading to, I think last month I did my YouTube videos. It depends on what I feel like for the month, so I leave it blank until the actual month starts so I can decide what I do want to track on this page. Down here, I'll probably end up doing similar to what I did over here with the kind of main goals for the month, but I've done other things where I've just decorated it, left it blank. Yeah, it's kind of just a section for whatever I feel like. So I'm going to leave it blank for now, and then probably later on I will fill it in. But if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and let me know if you want to see more like it. I know monthlies are kind of hard, and since I'm not a huge monthly planner, they're a little iffy for me to do, but let me know. If you're interested in more content from me, I do have an Instagram. I will leave it on the screen, and you can follow me over there for more Hobonichi content, ink swatching, other planner videos, pictures of my dailies, weeklies, things like that. But I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and if you made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave me a blue heart down in the comments so that way I know you made it this far. But again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.